I wasn't necessarily expecting this, so I was gonna ask, have you even thought about who a nice comeback fight would be against? But if you're in this sort of state of limbo, are you even thinking about that sort of thing?
Not really. Not really. Yeah, I think these scans this week that I'm getting will be a very good indicator of like what's next and when. I think it just depends on like how the bone heals. And then also there's like a tooth missing here. Like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to get an implanted tooth of some sort. I don't know how much time that's gonna add to things, but I'm not done. Like I can just feel it in my spirit, in my soul, my heart that I have more fights left and unfinished business in my mind. Um, and injuries are a part of any sport. Um, I think potentially this could be a good outcome. Like you could tear ACL and be out and keep on tearing it and tearing it again. So um, it's just a part of any sport, and I definitely don't feel like I'm done and want to keep on fighting.
So Jake Paul isn't done, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard it for yourself. Jake Paul plans on returning to the sport following his December 19th devastating loss to Anthony Joshua in round 6, getting obliterated, but fighting in a heavyweight division against somebody we all knew he had no chance against. Jake Paul says in this interview with Ariel Helwani that he has some scans coming up for his jaw injury and everything that's going down with that. Anthony Joshua broke his jaw in 2 separate locations, knocked out a bunch of teeth. We seen Jake Paul in the hospital. It seemed like that was gonna be it. An injury like that, my goodness, Jake Paul, you gotta retire, or your heart is gonna make you retire. Did Jake Paul get the heart beat out of him? He just claimed that he's gonna be returning to the sport of boxing. But there's a possibility that if his doctor tells him that he can't compete no more, then that'll be the end of his career. He contemplating retiring from the sport of boxing. Even talked to his female about it. His female was telling him that you got all these other business ventures. You got all these other businesses out here. You don't have to continue to keep boxing inside the ring. You make money doing a bunch of other things. Prime. You've got women boxing on ESPN. Jake Paul says he feels, though, that his career isn't done. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I thought Jake Paul was going to retire, and it's still possible. But it seems like the dude wants to continue to come back. Now, does that drive any interest from me, to be honest with you? Not really. Because at this point, Jake Paul, who was, fighting to be ranked, trying to become an actual boxing world champion, actually got ranked by one of the sanctioned bodies in the cruiserweight division. I feel is just doing this for money, ladies and gentlemen. This dude fought Nate Diaz past his prime. He fought guys like Anderson the Spider Silva, Ben Askren, boxer, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. past his prime, Tyrone Woodley, Ben Askren, not even a goddamn striker at all, Andre August, Tommy Fury. The list goes on and on and on and on of just set up fights, horrible opponents, and money just grabbing money, taking it away for no goddamn reason. So am I interested in his return? Will I watch it? Yes, of course. It's Jake Paul. But from here on out, I just see it like how it's always been, the same goddamn thing, which is cherry picking opponents, having advantages in all the fights that you step in against these opponents. But it's breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Jake Paul says he's going to return to the sport of boxing. We'll see if that actually happens. Now, just a health update on Junto Nakatani, who fought against Naoya Inoue. What was it? On the day of Cinco de Mayo, May 2nd, I believe. Not the day of Cinco de Mayo, but May 2nd weekend. The day of David Benavidez versus Zuro Ramirez. You had at the Tokyo Dome 55,000 people in attendance to watch the undisputed 122-pound showdown between Naoya, the Monster Inoue, and Junto Nakatani. And my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Junto Nakatani decided not to show up until round 8. Had a couple successful rounds in the later half of the fight. But at the end of the day, Naoya Inoue dominated. Junto was nowhere to be found. And not only was he nowhere to be found, but was getting clipped with punches, spurts of combinations from Naoya Inoue, who was coming in with 1, 2, pop, pop, a 2, pop, 3, boom, and just pulling back. Shoom, shoom, shoom. Look absolutely amazing. Junto Nakatani will be undergoing surgery for a fractured left orbital bone. Yes. The monster left Junto Nakatani after that fight with a fractured left orbital bone. And now because of that, Junto Nakatani is going to have to go do surgery. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking bones is what Naoya Inoue does. Let me know what you guys think. This is absolutely breaking news. This is the MMA Boxing Addicts channel bringing it to you. And I'm out.